Hello and welcome back to Sarah's Country Cottage. It's another wild and wet Sunday afternoon, a bit like last Sunday. And because of that, I'm not sure if you can hear, but our clock just suddenly started chiming. Anyway, to carry on, I'm here upstairs in our guest bedroom, our biggest guest room. We've got two guest rooms and this is the biggest one. And I'm in here because it's the lightest room in the cottage, and the reason it's lighter is because it's newer. The cottage, we estimate, is about 250 years old, part of a bigger estate, so there's no actual deeds for it. All we can piece together is what we find out in the local parish papers and things. So yes, approximately it's 250 years old, except for this room that I'm in now. Now I'm not sure when this was an addition, but originally it was like a barn, so it was a lean-to barn to the cottage on the north end of it. And then obviously over time they created this story above it. And unfortunately, it doesn't have the same thickness of walls going up as the rest of the cottage. The rest of the cottage is really dark, and one of the reasons being is because the windowsills are really deep. The walls are so thick, the windowsills are very deep, and because of that you don't get the same amount of lighting as you would in a modern cottage. So that's a benefit for this room, and especially because you can see there's a window behind me and there's a window in front. In fact, I've got the camera balanced on a shutter, so hopefully it won't fall off. But we've got to do what we can do. So anyway, this is the lightest room, so ideally on a dark grey day, this is the best place to create a little video. Now I shan't complain about the weather, because actually yesterday was a beautiful day. We had full blue skies and sunshine. It was wonderful, and what made it better is the fact that my mum was staying with us. She was celebrating her birthday, and so we've had a lovely weekend together. We had a great day yesterday. We took her out to the coast, and from here, being in the middle of the countryside, it was all down the country lanes, and there's lots of snowdrops still flowering under the hedgerows, and it was beautiful. And also so much promise to come. All the daffodils are almost about to bloom. You can see that they're all up now, and you know their heads are growing, and you know just not quite there. It's still, you know, a couple more weeks and they'll all be in flowering, and then the primroses will be out, and they're one of my favourites. I love snowdrops, I love all spring flowers, but I think my absolute favourite is the wild primrose, that little pale buttery yellow flower. It's just so beautiful. So anyway, back to now and today. So we said goodbye to Mum. Robert took her home earlier on after a lovely breakfast together, and I've just been since cleaning upstairs. So now I'm going to ready to create a nice little cosy vignette. So I'm going to take the camera off the stand. Oops, is it going to fall? No, there we go. I'm going to turn the camera back round so that you can see where I'm going to be working. So this is a table, and it's quite empty right now, so I'm going to back away. I'm going backwards, so bear with me. Hopefully it's not going to appear too dark. So this table that I'm working on is quite empty right now. I want to create a nice cosy vignette, or a little tea table, the nice tea set. And the things I'm going to use are here on this bed. So I thought we could create this together, how I like to create a nice vignette. So we've got a nice round table, and these are our chairs. So we're ready to sit down and have tea. And what I like to do is have a nice full cloth. Not all the time, but I like using this one. This full cloth is actually a curtain that I've draped over and just tucked underneath, creating ripples so it looks gathered. So it's a curtain, it's a beautiful pattern. Can you make that out? So it's roses and honeysuckle, and I think it's actually taken from the illustrations from the book, an old book called The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. I absolutely love it. I got the pair of curtains from a charity shop, thrift store, to our American friends, and I was absolutely thrilled to bits. It's lovely fabric, it looks like new, and I know it'll be years old because they just don't do this anymore. So here we go. This is the table, and I've already started. We've got a lamp at the back because for me it's all about layering. It's about creating height at the back and then bringing that down, cascading in a triangle. So here now, if you've known me, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I love baskets. And this is a lovely little basket. And I've got it filled with cut-offs of blanket, old wool blankets, a nice cream, a pale pink and a lovely rosy blush. So they're what I use to make my basket covers with. And that's 3 ready to go. Some lace trim as well, and a little knitted rose. And there we go. So next to the lamp we've got the basket, and then we have this box file. I keep some old magazines in it. Can you make out? It's actually really pretty. It's covered in linen, and the pattern on it is very faded old roses. It's a beautiful design by Kate Foreman. And then on top I have a nice pale pink cake stand. It's balanced because the box file's a bit dipped in the middle. I've got some coins underneath so it's straight, so it's upright, so it doesn't wobble. With the cloche on top, a cute little bunny, and then some old ribbon frayed. And then there you can see part of the tea set that I'm going to use. And I think they do look like roses, don't they? But I think it's actually a type of blossom, maybe apple blossom. Very delicate and very appropriate for spring. And then here at the front we've got our napkins ready. Very rustic napkins. Can you make out the check? You see that it's a large creaming pink, pale pink check. They're really beautiful. I love those. And actually here we've got a basket full of paraphernalia. Cute little lamp and a little wooden doll. They do have a certain name, these dolls, I can't remember them. And cushions and different bits and pieces. So anyway, without further ado, let's move on. And here you can see, look, I love creating little vignettes, and I love lots of little things, little fresh roses and carnations that are still going from Valentine's Day from my husband. Some teddy bears. Anyway, back to the job in hand. So I'm going to start with this jug of roses, and these are faux roses, so very much in fashion again. I don't know if you remember back in the 90s, the early 90s, late 80s, it was very fashionable to have dried, well, faux flowers that look like they were dried, and that's what I think these do. They've been created to make it look like they've dried and faded. And yeah, I quite like them. A nice little pink jug. You can see the handle. So there we go. So we're going to step those there at the back. And then next, now just in case we don't know how many guests we might have, if somebody arrives late, we've got an extra couple of cups and saucers there to join the set. And then we have, now, it might not be tea, we might have coffee, because actually, I think this is actually a coffee pot. It's taller. And my mother always tells me if it's a tall pot like that, then it's for coffee. And if it's a squat or a rounded pot, like this one, then it's for tea. But this one, we're actually going to use for hot water. You should always have a pot or a jug of hot water for your tea. So even though it's probably a coffee pot or a hot chocolate pot, we're actually going to use it for tea today. And then next, right, well then, look here. Now we have some candles or a candlestick holder. So I'm going to put this here. Now can you see that old tuppence? Another coin. So I can sit this ready. So it's straight. There's our little candle to go in. Oh, there we go. Now we need candles because of where we live, deep in the countryside. Well, we do quite often have power cuts. You never know when they're going to next occur. So we need plenty of candles around the cottage for such an occasion. So there we go, 2 candles. So if we do suddenly at night have a power cut, it's there and ready. And then next, well, let's have at least 1 teacup and saucer ready. And I'm going to put that at the front. Like so. Now then, what do you think? How's it looking? Yes. We just need the cream and the sugar. There we go. I'm going to place those down. Now then, sorry, I know you can't quite see until I back away, but now, how's this looking? Is that looking all right? Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now, additionally, because anyway, well, my husband got me some lovely pink roses and some lovely pink spray carnations for Valentine's Day, and some were fading, and you know, but the spray carnations are still looking good. The roses have peeled back, and rather than having them in a big jug that they were originally, I have divided them. So I showed you this little jug here, and then I have this little jug here, and then I have this one here. I'm going to take this and I might put that just there because it's still nice to have some fresh flowers. What do you think? Do you think that works there? This isn't actually a vase. It's a little bottle. It was a reed diffuser. And I thought, when it was over and finished, I threw away the reeds and then thought, right, well, that might come in handy for a little bud rose. And as it's summertime and we don't have any roses from the garden yet, I thought I'd use it for a couple of sprigs of these. I think that's quite nice. So I don't know whether I might put the other, let's see if we can get these, put them there, or is that too much? What do you think? Can you ever have too many pink roses? I'm not so sure. They are pretty. So anyway, here we go. Lots of layers, lots of interest, and that's what I think makes a nice, cosy vignette. So we've got our low things at the front, and then as we look back up, we've got our interest with the lamp and the little bunny at the back. And then here we go, you can see behind. Oh, it's getting dark. Can you make it out? I love this little cupboard, little chippy pink cupboard. There we go. Now, you can't see those so well because of the window, but I think I have shown them before, maybe in a previous video. They're actually 4 machine embroidered pictures. This is Tiggy Winkle there. There's Peter Rabbit and Jemima Puddle Duck. I got those from a charity shop too. I do love a good find from a thrift store. So anyway, what do you think of this little vignette? I hope you like it. If you could give it a thumbs up, that would be lovely. And if you are new, please subscribe. It is free actually. You're not charged anything to subscribe. It just means that any future videos will hopefully pop up. So, it is a bit dark, isn't it? You should see the rest of the cottage. Electric lights everywhere. Now there you go, that's not so bad. There's the bed. All our cushions. It's a bit lighter. Maybe I should end it there where it's lighter. What do you think? Anyway, without further ado, I shall say goodbye and see you next week. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.